Welcome to the first video of the TonyKart Extreme rebuild. So I'm going to show you in this series how I'm rebuilding my 1997 Big Triangle Extreme. I have rebuilt a kart before, but I've never done a Formula E kart myself, so this is going to be quite a challenge. It's not just in terms of the rebuild, but also about the actual driving itself. So I've never really driven an air-cooled Formula E kart before, so I've only really done water-cooled and just sort of rental stuff in the past. So when it comes to the actual kart itself, I bought a bare chassis. There was nothing else other than just the floor tray on it. But of course I needed the other parts, so the other parts are going to be off a TonyKart Mitox. Now, this is not the Mitox which I've used in Aqua. It's a Mitox which I bought from up in Scotland, and that used to belong to no other but Paul di Resta. I haven't really got any paperwork or documentation to claim that it's actually from him, but the person I bought it from Paul di Resta's dad back in the day, so early 2000. I'm now talking about. This is a 2001 Mitox. So what I'm going to do now is show you this Mitox, show you where the parts actually came from, and then show you what I've got from the Extreme and what parts are actually going to go onto it, and where I am currently with this sort of whole project. So let's just walk in the garage and let me show you my own Mitox first. So there she is. So this is the kart which I've used in Aqua so far, and hope I'm going to be back on track very soon. But as you can see, this is the water-cooled version. This has got the original TonyKart radiator and everything on it. It's an absolute beautiful thing, and I'd like to do this Extreme up to the same standard. Sorry about the mess in the garage. I'm actually running out of space with all the kart parts and stuff I've got here, so I should really get that tidied up now. What I've actually done recently on this, I've changed the sticker kit back to how it was used by Michael Schumacher in 2001 in Kerpen, when he was actually driving a Mitox. It used to look exactly like this. Of course, the only difference was it wasn't my name on it, it was his own name on there, and then he didn't use any stack seat. It was a carbon fiber tillet seat. So this is my own Mitox. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it in the long run, but that's for another video. Where the parts actually came from for the Extreme, it's that one. So this is the Mitox which used to belong to Paul di Resta. As you can see, it's now been stripped of all its parts. There's the floor tray just down there. You might just about see it. So let me just walk out and I'll show you the bits which I've taken off it. These are all the parts which came off that Mitox, which I've shown you just now. As you can see, this thing had the original bodywork on it. I think this is the Aero body kit. It's in really good condition. It still has the original McLaren Mercedes stickers on it. As far as I know, these were used back in the day when McLaren was kind of sponsoring up and coming kart drivers to get into Formula 1, and quite a lot of things which we got from this guy up in Scotland actually had these stickers on. So yeah, these pods are mega rare, really hard to find, especially in this condition. There's the original TonyKart steering wheel, dirty but again in good condition. There's the number plate, which is also genuine TonyKart. So yeah, you can see it there. Again, the Aero Nasso panel, quite hard to find these days, and again no holes or anything on this, so it's quite rare. So that's all going to go on to the Extreme. Thankfully there was no sticker kit on it, so you can just go onto the Extreme without me having to take that off or making it look weird with the Mitox stickers. Now the other thing is this fuel tank. I was hunting for a fuel tank like this when I was racing still with my Mitox, and it was just impossible to find one. They were either yellow all the way up, or they were just non-existent. You can't buy these anymore, you can't get them anywhere. So I'm just going to clean this up and see how this comes up, but I think it will just come out like new. Of course, you've got all these different parts dotted around. You got brake kit, so the master cylinders. These ones, just sort of standard TonyKart units. Good thing is with these, there's a bit of a dirt on it, but that will clean up really, really easily. There's no marks or anything on them. The calipers, I'm actually quite lucky because the Extreme, which I've taken apart, sorry, the Mitox, which I've taken apart for its parts, uses the older style brake caliper, unlike my other one. So the actual mounting holes are up here and not down there. So this actually fits my Extreme, so I don't have to buy another one. Then you've got the brake disc and the sprocket carrier, both genuine TonyKart items. I believe they're made out of magnesium, just like the hub. So again, not much damage on these, but just need freshening up. So what I'm going to do is, for these, including the steering wheel hub, these parts, apart from the brake disc, they are going to get vapor blasted. So I found a company locally who's going to do them for not a lot of money. So all those parts, which are magnesium or aluminium, and I'm going to reuse, are going to be vapor blasted. Track rods and track rod ends. Now I've already made a new set of these, so these are going to go into my spares package. I'm going to get a new one of this brake push rod, because again, why not? It'll just make it look even better. Than, I mean, it has a bit of a rust on it, so I don't really want to reuse this. Brake disc. Now I think I'll clean this up, but I'll probably sell this because on the other cart I've got a brand new disc, more or less brand new disc, so I'm just going to use that. Then the torsion bar. Now, of course, the Mitox uses a long torsion bar, and the Extreme has a short one just under the seat. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut this up so that it will fit the Extreme, and I'll use these clamps. Now I know that the original Extreme clamps should have 3 bolts on them, but I've actually tried these and they fit the Extreme quite well, so I don't really want to spend another 40, 50, 60 quid on these 2 clamps. They will do. I'll get them refurbished so they will look brand new, but again, that's going to cost me like 15 quid or so. In terms of chrome parts, or mostly chrome parts, these are going to get cleaned up. Again, not much damage on any of them. Just look at this, I've just noticed this seat stay with the actual TonyKart logo. I've never seen one before like this. So yeah, so these will get cleaned up. Not a big job. And there's the original axle. Now, I don't think I'm actually going to be using this because I might just sell this. I might just get a brand new axle. I'll see how that works. And there's like a bucket full of nuts and bolts and stuff. All of this are going to be brand new, so I'm not going to reuse them. I'm just going to get new ones. And well, I might just give this away to someone who might use it. I might just chuck them in a bin. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. So that's in terms of the parts which I've taken off the Mitox and I'm actually going to be using. There were some other parts like the bearing carriers which I will not be able to use because they don't fit the Extreme, so I have to get new ones. I've already got some of the new parts for the kart. So for example, the rear bumper mounting blocks, the column bush or fuel tank mounts, including that little nut which secures it in place, the springs for the pedals, the pedal bolts. These are actually new old stock. This came in a package which I got from Scotland. Of course, various bits and pieces. For example, the circlip for the uniball bearing which goes on the steering column. I also have a new uniball itself, but that's been fitted to the chassis. Then plugs for the master cylinder and the circlips, plug for the end which goes into the chassis rail, the fuel tank pickup, flush floor tray mounting bolts, and a few other bits, like for example the cable clamps and the securing rings which go onto the steering column. So what happened so far to the kart? So what I've done, like I said before, I've taken all the parts of the Mitox. I then assembled the stop axle and the steering, so the column and the track rods and the hubs themselves onto the Extreme chassis, and I brought that to Kim Bolton, gave that to Ellen Crankshaw, who's going to do the checks for me. So he's going to do the straightening if needed, plus he's going to do the powder coating of the chassis, and also the chassis actually needs welding at the usual place, so just before the bearing carrier. So he's going to do that, and he's also going to sleeve the rail for me to stop that happening again in the future. So he's got the chassis at the moment, and in the meantime I've sent the parts away for plating. So I actually found someone at work who does plating of different parts, and he charged me a very reasonable amount of money for all the bits which I've given him. There were more than just the bits for the Extreme, so I just thought might as well give him everything at the same time. So I should have those parts back next week, and then it would be a case of buying the remaining new parts from Dartford, because I've ordered from the other suppliers, only Dartford is left. So we'll have stuff like the bearing carriers and all sorts of other small little bits, and once those are here, and once I receive the frame back, and I can actually start the assembly process. But in the meantime, there's a couple of other things which I can do. For example, I can start the work on the floor tray. I can design a floor tray, and I can then send that file off to get that cut out from aluminium, and I can also clean the bodywork behind me, clean the steering wheel, clean the fuel tank, start cleaning up the chrome bits. So there's a lot of work to do still, but I'm really looking forward to it. So I think it's going to be a really good project. So hope you enjoyed this, and hope you're gonna stay with me for the next couple of videos. Next time round, I'll show you how I've designed the floor tray. So yeah, stay tuned. Nice one. Bye.